Filming homeless people has been a YouTube pastime ever since the days of FouseyTube. If 15 years ago you told homeless people that people with cameras were going to come up to them and give them money in exchange just for a couple of tears, our homeless problem would be like the one in South Park.
There's some change. Ah!
Now looking at this thumbnail, where do you think this is? Brazil? India? Mexico? No. It's Los Angeles. Now I lived here almost my entire life, and nowhere have I seen these fucking concentration camp type fencing around anything. This looks like a video of him covering the war in Ukraine, not homelessness in Los Angeles. They even edited holes in this shirt because this fucking dirtbag. But the culprit behind all of this is Tyler Oliveira. Some of you might know him from his little altercation he got into with Brent Rivera, and others might know him from being a dirtbag. Let me explain. This guy will visit locations where Hitler allegedly died, but make this the thumbnail. I'm sure Hitler had a sign that said "No Jews allowed" and a Nazi flag hanging from his house at a time where he was trying to hide from his enemies. I wonder who lives there. Or he'll visit a really poor country and make the thumbnail a kid drinking from some fucking toxic waste dump site. He's like Mr. Beast, only he does nothing to help the people he films. And people like his content. He gets millions of views on each of his videos. But I don't think his subscribers actually realize what they're watching. Like, he has this video called "I investigated McDonald's ice cream machines." And he walks up to employees asking them,
"Does your machine not work?
It's broken very often.
Who fixes it?"
I don't even know.
We have a maintenance guy for that.
A maintenance guy?
Yeah.
He's like, "A maintenance guy? That's suspicious. I've never heard of McDonald's having a maintenance guy before." And then because this guy just loves having people talking to his mic, he met up with this ex-McDonald's employee who explains to him how the ice cream machines work.
If the machine needed to go into cleaning, it would literally shut itself down to where you could not use it until you clean. And sometimes it would literally shut down for the whole day. It is mighty convenient that it goes into like this cleaning cycle right around the peak lunch hours.
So you're telling me that the machines are programmed to know when the most people are going to come in and want to make sure the machines are cleaned and ready for that? McDonald's employees could get shot and ask who stabbed me. But that's just one video he has about something that was a meme years ago. He even shows in the video every McDonald's he goes to has their machine working.
I want to be a McDonald's hater right now, but I can't because they're showing up and they're performing.
But you're not here for that. You're here for this. So this video is called "I investigated the city that traps homeless people forever." And he has to stop using the word investigating. He's about as much of an investigator as fucking Inspector Gadget. But Tyler decided he wanted to make his way down to California after filming a similar video in Portland.
Out of nowhere, we heard this in the distance.
You know what? That's actually true. This is neglect. Yeah.
So how often do you hear gunshots out here and who just got blipped?
I mean, you hear them.
This pointed at us?
Yeah, I'm sure those gunshots you heard in the distance were meant as a warning shot for you guys. His cameraman sleeps with a nightlight to keep the bad guys away. But he made his way down to Skid Row, and before we get into this, I also made a video on Skid Row over a year ago giving my closeout to the homeless. And just so you guys know, if it wasn't obvious after all these years, homeless people, more than others, will act different when they see a camera. I tried to give some dude a shirt, not a cheap one, and he wanted $1.
I got a t-shirt.
I need $1.
$1? I got $1, but you could sell this shirt though. Kanye West gave me this.
It's 2023. People won't even blow crack smoke into your face for $1. But what I'm getting at is that, yeah, it's bad, but if you start bringing your camera around and being an obvious YouTube leech, most of the time, they're gonna put on a show for you because they have nothing better to do. And some white guy coming up to them with a camera is either an easy robbery or an easy $20. Or both. But let's get right into this school project he calls a video.
Skid Row has been around, I think, since about the 1920s. It's never really improved. LA is a tourist destination. Having all these homeless has been kind of an inconvenience to them. That's a good 100 people right there. There definitely doesn't seem to be any order. Just drove by a guy using fentanyl behind us. Looked like he was maybe in his 70s.
No, yeah, I'm such an expert. I can tell what kind of drugs people are using by just driving by. I get that fentanyl is the hot thing right now amongst these people, but don't just make assumptions. That guy could have been smoking meth and you're making him out to be some fentanyl smoker.
I suggest we stop and walk around and say hi to a few people.
All right, let's go into Skid Row, shall we?
This is why people don't go out here and do outreach, is because of the fear. But someone has to come out here and do it.
And immediately upon entering, we learned that everyone here hates cameras.
I'm filming, homie.
How you doing?
Don't put the camera on me.
No, we won't. He's outside. You're good. You're good.
This guy's filming people at their lowest, and he's surprised why they want to fuck him up. No, yeah, he's not filming you. He's not doing anything. He just made sure that the camera followed you until he realized that that wheelchair is just for show.
We soon learned why. Oh, are you smoking crack right now? Is that what that is?
No, this is meth.
Oh, my mistake, ma'am. I thought you partook in the crack.
meth.
And mid-conversation, some speeding gangsters with AR-15s zoom past us.
If it's from and Vitalize.
Saw some guns.
ARs in the back of the car.
We saw AR-15s. We're gonna walk out, guys. Thank you so much for talking.
Are we really gonna believe the guy who thought someone's tire popping was a threat against their life? This dude even saw the same thing they were looking at and was like, whatever, and continued talking to the people. But Tyler was like, I think that's a car full of black people. We better go. Trust me, if someone was riding around with an AR-15, LAPD would send more than enough cops necessary to handle the situation for all of them to be standing around and 2 of them to make the arrest.
Well, there are a lot of gangs in the area, and we unfortunately encountered a gang.
And then we stumbled upon this dude lighting a pipe.
Hey there, how you guys doing?
How you doing? I love y'all.
Oh, what's up? Hey, Pasha, watch this. What's up? No, we're good.
The black leader pulled up on us and basically forced us to give him a $20 protection fee. After we agreed, everything calmed down.
Yeah, I'm sure the guy coming out of the tent from across the street is the block leader and not just some homeless guy who knows he can tax white people to film them. This guy could have told them to give him their shirt and they would have. And this just proves my point about the cameras. This dude would have just stayed in his tent, but as soon as he saw the cameras, he needed to come over and make a scene just so we can get $20 so we can go get some meth from the people around the corner.
Meth?
Being homeless is almost like a side hustle at this point.
My name is Jeremy Johnson.
Jeremy Johnson.
Yes, sir. People's out here is in sheep clothes just like they night. Blah, blah, blah. That's the demons. The blacks. Boy, I don't know where you from, but you look like a Huckleberry Finn when
I saw you lighting something up.
you not no good guy.
This goes on for over a minute, by the way. This guy was putting on the performance of a lifetime. He for sure thought this was going to end with a cash prize, but got so caught up in the moment, he just walks away angry. It's funny to some, but this isn't doing anything to help. You're not bringing awareness to anything. You're just exploiting the most fucked up people you can find. Like, why is he only going up to the people smoking something? It's because he's trying to catch them mid-high so they can say the most incoherent thing as a response. And people don't even realize that even the things he says don't even make any sense.
But do these people even want to get off the streets? This guy had an interesting opinion.
My name is Palmer Torres, and welcome to Skid Row.
So what are you up to today, Juan?
I just experienced a spider bite from a brown recluse.
So Juan, are you doing fentanyl out here?
How you know? Yes, I
Fentanyl?
am. But I'm quick to defend fentanyl.
You don't think fentanyl's killing you?
I do not think so, no.
Kevin, do you have any thoughts?
I would
Yeah.
respectfully disagree.
Okay.
I've had a lot of people I've witnessed die because of fentanyl. So what at the very least I ask is don't encourage other people to
Oh,
use.
no.
But this guy was the exception.
Exception for what? You said he had an interesting opinion on if people wanted to move out of Skid Row or not. He just lied to you about being bit by a spider that doesn't even exist in California. All you did was show me who to avoid the next time I'm down there.
It seemed like the predominant use of meth and crack was making these people so violent. And 3 minutes later, we experienced it firsthand.
This is my friend Tyler. He was wanting to
Hey, how you doing?
No.
Oh, we're good. We're just talking to...
While Kevin tried to calm this guy down with money, this cracked out gangsta called my cameraman a dumbass bleeper.
Tyler needs to calm down. You can say gangster with a hard R. It's not racist, I promised you. Why did he call him a cracked out gangsta?
This cracked out gangsta.
He's a fucking crackhead, a drug addict. This guy thinks anyone who comes up to him aggressively has some sort of authority over him, not realizing that 2 white guys being attacked is probably the only time police would ever be there before you actually got seriously hurt. And this is how the rest of the video goes. He's just walking around Skid Row trying to find someone who can give him content. He even stops by someone who's not homeless, and after that guy explains that he doesn't like being touched, he says,
Everyone out here was insane.
the only insane one here is the person walking up to people smoking meth thinking people with AR-15s are driving by. I'm pretty sure he got contact high from that meth because he was pretty close to her. Closer than I would have ever gotten. And speaking of that, apparently their tour guide or whatever got lost for like a day and they eventually found him, and this was his story.
Just because I'm not choosing to smoke meth doesn't make me a cop, right? And he said, then you need to smoke this. Kind of hit a pipe and blew it in my face. Basically touched my lips. I don't think I'm high, but I certainly have a headache.
Should we take you to the hospital?
No, it's just meth.
100% this isn't his first time smoking meth. And why does this scene look staged? It's like they stopped the car and had him say that just to emphasize that he smoked meth. And who's to say he didn't just leave you because he wanted to enjoy the fruits that Skid Row had to offer? You're telling me your tour guide went missing for a day and then was found magically unharmed the next in the most drug-ridden place in California? 100% this guy's supplying them with fentanyl so he can keep his job. Someone should investigate this guy, because there's no way someone like this is going to have a sleepover with someone on Skid Row and not come out with at least a stain. Like I said, either this guy just wanted to get away from you because you were going to get him stabbed with a used needle, or he saw his boss and needed to handle some business. It's even funnier when this guy says this.
Just arguably the most violent place I've ever been to. It's inevitable we're going to see something tonight.
And they end up seeing nothing but people trying to sleep because they're exhausted from doing drugs all day. And again, you really think that this guy survived overnight in arguably the most violent place he's ever been to? He's probably just a sex worker and they know not to damage him, so he lasts longer. Tyler Oliveira is a dirtbag who exploits people at their lowest or just likes to exaggerate the situation he's in. Like, just to show you that this isn't just one video, here's a clip from his most recent video where he's looking at homeless people in Arizona.
So this is a machete, yeah?
Yeah, this is a machete.
Have you had to use it on someone?
I killed a dog with it.
Pit bull?
With pit bull.
I knew it, no offense to pit bulls, but they're always the ones that are ripping babies' heads off.
Even the guy he's with is like, what the fuck is this guy saying? Do you want us to be the first humans he uses it on? But yeah, it's basically the same thing. Tyler is basically finding new ways to involve homeless people in his content without giving them any sort of compensation. I feel like this guy deserves at least 10% of what the video made from his performance alone, but that's just me, and not someone who's a dirtbag. See you guys Wednesday. Peace.